What's going on? My name's Hunter.
I'm CJ.
And today we're talking about anime.
Dun dun dun!
I'm gonna be the next Hokage.
I'm gonna get so much flack for not being able to say the appropriate names. It's not how you say it, man.
How about let's talk about what was the first anime that got you into anime?
Ooh, the first anime I ever watched was Soul Eater.
Was Soul Eater?
Soul Eater.
I think the first one I ever watched was probably Naruto.
Really? Like, not just
when it
recently?
would come on like
Long
Cartoon
time ago.
Network, like late at night.
Yeah.
No, it might have been Inuyasha. You remember that shit?
I do, but I don't ever remember watching it. Like I recognize the characters, and I know it's a show, but I don't ever remember
Was
seeing
that
it
like
and
long
watching
and
it.
white hair?
Yeah, it's like a fox.
Yeah, and it would only come on like Adult Swim. I can't tell you what the plot is or anything, but I remember watching like a few episodes if it came on like late at night. That was my first.
Couldn't tell you what it's about at all.
I probably couldn't even tell you. I probably didn't even know that was anime at the time.
No, I think there was just all amount of that. Like as a kid, I always loved cartoons, but as I got older, I think a lot of the cartoons I watched were anime. Well, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
Definitely. Okay, so Dragon Ball Z would have been the first early anime I ever watched.
Not Dragon Ball. For our time when we were growing up, it was definitely Dragon Ball Z. Because there's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super.
Well, what's wrong with Dragon Ball? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm talking about being 7 or 8. It'd come on.
Like watching Goku die, and then he's got the halo
More
around
like
him.
little Goku running around with that's the master's name, the war, the turtle shell on his back. See, I didn't get into Dragon Ball Z like that.
So what was the first anime that you were So the Soul
Soul
Eater
Eater, yeah.
was the first intentional anime?
Yeah, after I was towards the ass end of high school, and a kid named Ray said, "Hey man, I really want you to watch the show with me." And I was like, "All right, I'm not a big anime guy, but he's like, you're gonna love this." And it was Soul Eater. And first episode.
I just didn't like Soul Eater. I watched it only because you and Jacob loved it so much. Jacob's one of our other best friends.
Yeah, I got him. He's Asian, but I got him in anime.
Yeah, but I think my first like actual intention to watch anime was probably Death Note. Like intentionally, like I'm going to go watch anime.
Yeah.
And when I first got into anime, it had to be dubbed.
Oh yeah.
I hated subtitles. Like I would not watch it if it was subtitled.
When I first started, yeah.
And that
Soul
didn't
Eater was
change.
dubbed.
That probably didn't change until the third season of Tokyo Ghoul.
Really?
Yeah.
That okay. So when I started getting really into anime, it was Naruto. I remember it being a big deal in middle school. All the nerdy kids would read manga, and I'd sit at lunch and read Naruto comic books and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, you nerd!" And then flash forward 10 years later.
Now we're making videos about it.
Now I'm making videos about it.
And he's got manga.
I love Naruto. Something about it. The first Shonen Jump period was hard to watch.
Hour-long episodes just talking about fucking Naruto.
Oh yeah, no, I love Naruto. I love Naruto more than I love most of my
Real people.
real people.
My family.
There are family members I'd rather not be around if I could keep Naruto. Come on, Kishimoto, I need you to make some more.
His birthday was yesterday?
It was close, I don't remember.
I think it was yesterday. No.
But yeah, Shonen Jump was hard to watch at first because it was such old graphics.
Well, I
early
remember.
Naruto.
Do you remember those like? I guess it was a Shonen Jump like magazine that would have like the manga, but several different like stories in it.
I remember that those used to be in like the scholastic book fairs. Yeah.
That go to like bookstores in general, and they would have it, and it would have it was like a magazine built around one, other than just like an individual book. I've never had an individual manga.
No.
I just read it on my phone.
At the store in Ackworth, when they're really cheap, they're like $2.50 a piece.
Oh no, they're not. You can go, you can go to like Books A Million in the mall right now, and they have a whole section of nothing but manga.
Definitely. But the turning point of subbed. Like I watched dubbed all the way up until they didn't have any more dubbed episodes, and it forced me into subtitles. And then once I got used to that, I don't watch dubbed anime anymore.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't Tokyo Ghoul 3rd season that I watched. So I think it was after I finished like Naruto, like the beginning years, and then realized that if I really wanted to watch Shippuden, I had to watch it subtitled.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just kind of forced myself, and then once you get used to those voice actors, you can't go back.
No, listening to Kakashi or Sasuke,
Well,
they're
to
completely
me, it
different.
was Jiraiya.
Yeah, he was a big difference.
I remember the first time I realized how much I loved individual voice actors is when I went and watched the Crunchyroll original Tower of God. One of the main characters in it, you haven't seen it yet. One of the main characters, I remember thinking, why does this voice sound so familiar?
Oh yeah.
And I looked it up. It was Jiraiya.
Yeah.
It was Jiraiya's voice actor.
There's something I've been meaning to tell you to go watch. It's called Samurai Champloo.
You told me to go watch it.
Yeah.
I pulled it up.
It's
but I
an
haven't
old.
really watched it.
It's an older. Anime.
What do you think the oldest anime is that you've watched?
I don't want to be wrong.
It's probably Naruto for me, because you know those early episodes, they're they got the black boxes on each side.
Yeah.
They're not HD at all.
So when I really don't. I mean, Dragon Ball older than Naruto. So I guess those early days. Like I've never watched from start to finish Dragon Ball.
You watched
anything.
Bleach. That was pretty old.
True, I forgot about that. I've seen every episode.
That's pretty old.
Actually, I found out I haven't watched about 50 of them.
Well, like 80% of it's filler. So then,
Yeah, but it's a good show. It's a good show.
I just finished Naruto Shippuden. I'm a little late to the game.
Oh,
I feel like I've watched
he
a
is.
lot more other popular ones that
Yeah,
you probably haven't.
It
you
was
haven't really
dedication,
seen
but
yet.
he didn't watch every episode of Naruto. Eventually, he started.
No, I
skipping
skipped
filler
all the
episodes.
fillers.
I watched every single episode, every single movie, and I watched every single Boruto, except for the past 5 episodes.
Right.
So that was a commitment. I cried, I laughed, I sobbed, everything. It was.
I think so. What do you think the first anime was that opened your eyes to how great animation is?
It would probably be a tie of Naruto and Tokyo Ghoul.
I think it was probably Tokyo Ghoul for me. Like seeing that dark style of anime
Naruto takes so
made me
long
love it.
to get you into like sadness, but it's like Tokyo Ghoul hits you in the face with it. Like,
Well, not just
second
that, just like
episode,
the
you're
anime
like-
style, the animation style in general. That's another thing like Demon Slayer. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
that came out, that
Love
animation
Demon
style
Slayer.
was just mind blowing. Mind blowing. That, yeah, Tokyo Ghoul, like the dark and like horror, like animation style was like, oh my god, what have I been missing out on?
There's just like an inner turmoil with me. Like I love actors who can really like Joaquin Phoenix when he did Joker. Jack Nicholson did a lot of really good examples of really good acting. But it's harder when you have anime that you can just draw the emotions. You hit home so much easier. To me, I think it would probably be easier to draw an emotion that makes somebody cry than to sit in front of the camera and act it out. That makes you like just gut wrench feel. Like when Kaneki was getting tortured. I mean, that's just.
I really like the messed up animes.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't stand I'm sorry to all the fairy tale lovers out there, but I cannot watch your anime. To me, it resembles too much of like a
Kids.
regular kid cartoon with too much like poppy. Now I like some of it, like Naruto when they throw in here and there some jokes or.
That's a
like-
good mix.
Yeah, like. But if it's like even 50% of the show is all that poppy, like I can't watch it.
I've seen like 10 episodes of Fairy Tail.
Well, Fairy Tail is just an example. But if it has too much of those like moments,
What is that? We were just talking about this the other day. 7 Deadly Sins. That's on the verge of being too kiddie.
yeah. But if the fight scenes fight
They're
scenes
too
bring
good.
it back. Yeah,
They're too
like
good.
the power
Oh, yeah.
they put behind it.
It's
brings
awesome.
it back.
Who's your favorite character in Seven Deadly Sins? I'm sure we're about to have the same one. I can't remember his name right now.
See, yeah,
He's
it wasn't good enough to show for me to remember like individual character names. To be honest,
it's gonna bother me.
there's probably the brother, like the dark Ten Commandment dude.
Mine was
brother?
definitely one of the Ten Commandments,
Mm-hmm.
but
I mean,
the immortal one that had like the almost like vampire look.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, the captain,
Yeah.
the blonde, his brother,
Oh really?
the black haired dude.
What was his name? Oh, I just want to look it up.
We'll add it in post.
Yeah,
It'll come across the screen.
I'll pop it up.
Yeah. This guy. Dumbass.
Let's see. How about Naruto's too? There's so many people to choose from in Naruto.
Like if you had to pick your favorite character out of all anime.
I can't. It's based on my mood and what I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
Like if I had to choose right now, I just got done watching Fire Force, so the Joker is like top tier to me. I love his voice, I love his power, I love his like nonchalant, I don't give a fuck about what's going on, I'm in this for me. Naruto goes from like you hate Sasuke to you love Sasuke. I love
like
Itachi.
90% of Naruto, you hate Sasuke.
He's the bitch.
Yeah, even towards the end, you're like, oh, finally, all they gotta do is the rat symbol, and then release what's it called? That gets into
Infinite Tsukuyomi?
yeah, that. And he's like, nope, I'm gonna kill all the Hokage. Yeah. And I was like, I was pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was the
Pisses
first
you
time
off.
I was angry. Naruto was probably the first anime that I got into it enough to like get teary-eyed at like people's deaths, and like no other anime have I been like just heartbroken over people dying or situations.
Yes. Yeah. Only because Naruto I mostly finished before I started watching Tokyo Ghoul. And there's not really a lot of sad deaths in Tokyo Ghoul, but when his friend died,
Well, he didn't die.
well no, but you think he dies,
Yeah.
that's sad. That, yeah, I'm just like, oh no. But, yeah, no, I mean, Naruto made me full out just,
Ball. Well, I guess because Naruto's like he grew up with it.
I mean, you took, what'd you say, it took you 13 days total? Like, you added up how many hours?
Oh
they were?
yeah. Out of what, about 750 or so episodes,
Something, yeah.
not including the movies.
Oh.
If you add it up, it was like 12 or 13 days of your life consumed by nothing but Naruto.
And we did this, we both did it within a year. Maybe 7 months.
Not a lot of work was done
No.
during the process of binge watching Naruto.
No, I'm pretty sure I was unemployed for a time there, and I was just like laid in bed and would watch hundreds of episodes. I remember, because I didn't have Hulu at the time, so I watched everything on Viz Media, and like some like free app that wasn't supposed to be free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like some website that has like like buy a wife ads
Yeah.
on the side, and
Just
you're
like,
like
I'm gonna
you have to
ignore
like
those.
click on it and then exit that other window that opens up because it brings it up on
thought I was the
like
only
viruses
one.
or
Yeah.
something, and you're like
You
okay.
only watch it on your phone because you don't want your computer to get viruses. Yeah. Yeah.
Until I broke down and just bought Crunchyroll, and that was game changing.
Oh yeah. No,
Once buying Crunchyroll, like it just you realize like all the anime that you haven't watched. That's when I started watching Fire Force, My Hero Academia, everything. I mean, that I watched Tower of God. I watched like all the top animes in like a few months' time. Just binge watching. Because
It's
it
really
was
easy.
just
20
fun.
episodes,
And when you
you
finally
just-
get used to subtitles, you just watch whatever you want.
Yeah. I don't care.
Crunchyroll does have a lot of dubbed options,
I won't even watch it.
but no, I don't watch it now. But
Don't play me like that.
especially on the dubbed, I think the last factor with switching to subtitles was that when I had to wait
Oh yeah.
for another episode to come
Well, they're
out.
still not done dubbing all of Naruto.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
You're just like, no, I'm not doing
yeah, I
this.
wasn't gonna wait, so I was like, I'm gonna have to just deal with subtitles. And now I can't go back.
Ooh, did I watch? I don't remember where I watched Blue Exorcist, where that goes and all that. That was a
Blue
good
Exorcist was
first-
like thrown in pretty early between. It was somewhere in there with like Tokyo Ghoul, or maybe
Yeah.
a little before
I
Tokyo
think a
Ghoul
little bit
for
before.
me. Yeah.
Blue Exorcist, and there was one, Sword Art Online.
Yeah, I think around
First one.
Sword Art Online, Death Note, and Blue Exorcist, I watched all about the same time. Like my earlier
Yeah,
years
yeah,
into anime. And then when I started branching out, that's when I fell in love with like The Promised Neverland. And
Haven't seen
then
it.
My Hero Academia
Oh,
blew
dude.
my mind.
It's
I
phenomenal.
loved it.
Who's your favorite My Hero Academia
Character? I loved how they ended the last season. Sorry, well, it's not a spoiler.
Spoiler if you hadn't seen it, don't
In-
watch the show.
Yeah, Endeavor, who
Yeah.
kind of everyone doesn't really like for
He
most
was
of the
like a-
time, finally towards the end, you love him. He's
Mine's-
trying to prove to his son
Mine's Todoroki.
that, well, it's his son, right? Yeah.
He's awesome. I mean,
We'll have another episode talking
Yeah.
about that.
you find a
That-
lot of
that
like
show.
characters that part of you identifies with,
Hmm?
and that's where you get like your connections to.
Did it ever bother you that a lot of like animes kind of had the same like plot in a way?
The main character usually
Yeah,
has a
main
troubled
character
past or something that's
Doesn't
happened.
know his family, doesn't have the same ability as everyone else, and has to like work harder than everyone else to get that same ability.
They usually
Yeah.
hate on just
And I
for
don't even
whatever
care.
reason.
Like Black Clover, My Hero, Naruto, they're very similar plot lines.
Oh,
Like if you're
definitely.
talking about like the basic of like how
Everybody hated Asta. He
Mhm.
wasn't gonna get any
But he didn't have
power.
any power. Then you got
Then you realize he's got the evil power.
yeah, but then you got Deku, who's the
Yeah.
same thing in My
Powerless,
Hero.
but
Powerless,
he had the
gets
right
power,
personality to
and
get
is
gifted.
given power.
Yep.
Naruto, there's no he had no talent.
No, it's an idiot.
Yeah, he had no talent. He had to work harder than every single other person, and I guess that's
But that, I mean, I sort of identified with Naruto to that point. Like, not like
what makes you
he
feel
had
like
power, but
anyone.
he needed to
can
be
accomplish.
proven. Like, I mean, he wasn't a sit down and book smart guy. He was like, put me to the test. I'll learn that way.
Mhm.
And that, I mean, that's sort of how I am. I'm like,
Learn by,
show me,
learn by doing.
show me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it also like makes you think like, if you're just a normal person, you can do anything. It's kind of like the basics of
You
like.
got that from Naruto?
Well, that's
Like,
what all of
you
those.
have a 10-9-tailed beast inside of you. You can kill everybody.
Well, not kill everybody, but be something at some point, even though there's nothing special.
We just talked about this yesterday. Even Sasuke at the end, which is you take Naruto 13 paths and Sasuke 13 paths. If Naruto wasn't holding back them punches, Sasuke got blown away.
Yeah.
So
And I want in that fight when they fight each other there at the end. Spoiler alert! If
You're
you
that far
haven't
behind, dude.
watched all of Naruto, I wanted Naruto to just
kick that
beat
ass.
him down, put him in his place after all the stuff he had done.
I will give it to Sasuke though. Like for him to keep the pace with Naruto. Like, there were times when Naruto would be leaps and bounds past Sasuke.
Well,
He'd
there's also
disappear.
it took a while before Naruto was leaping bounds past him because there was those encounters with Sasuke at random that you're like, he's still so much better than Naruto.
Mhm. Like when they go find him at Orochimaru's
It wasn't
underground
until the
place.
pain fight that Naruto has any recognition.
But I'm just in my head. You got Naruto who already had 9 tails inside of him. Half the 9 tails inside.
Spoiler alert.
Let's see. Got Sage Mode. That's another one. Then it has 13 paths, chakra running through him at this point. All Sasuke has is his Uchiha blood, which he was born with.
Yeah. Well,
And
he was
then
kind
his
of
curse
born
mark.
with recognition now. Like, he was
His
kind of
plan
born
was,
with some
but
kind of.
he wasn't that great. He wasn't like an Itachi level person.
No,
Like, he
I
couldn't
guess
just
not,
flip
but-
throw that. I wish you would have
He
got
was definitely better than most of the people in his class.
Oh, he was top tier in his class. But that came with, I think, being an Uchiha and having already
Well, that's
been to that
that's what I'm
devastation.
saying, though. Is that he already kind of had recognition already there that he was going to be powerful, even if he wasn't super powerful then, that he was going to be powerful one day. And I mean, obviously Naruto, I mean, no one cared.
That's the worst. That's my least favorite part about Naruto. My least favorite character out of all of them is the third Hokage. 'Cause he's just a dick.
See, I don't agree.
You let this kid
Well,
live
I do. Well,
like this.
not just third Hokage though. There are so many people that knew that Minato was his dad and didn't want to tell him.
Well, yeah, but the Hokage is one who could have made a change.
Jiraiya could have told him, but it's not going to tell him.
I'm not saying that he was
Orochimaru
the one
could have told
person.
him. Kakashi could have told him. Any of the adults could have told him probably.
Probably Iruka too, but I'm just saying like the Hokage is a person who could have changed his whole scenario.
I mean, you gave him an allowance every month to live.
Alone,
Yeah, he didn't like raise him as a son. Or,
he should have.
yeah.
I mean, the fucking man, the father and the mother.
But you know, he
sacrificed
ran the
himself
village, and the village. I mean, honestly, he was a weapon of the village.
Who?
Naruto. He had the. He's a
When
Jin
he got
Cherokee.
older.
I'm talking about he's a Jin Cherokee, so that the Hidden Leaf is going to look at him as like a object.
Like what would have? But I can just imagine if Naruto would have been brought up with love, or at least not so much hate and ostracization, he probably wouldn't have had to deal with the violent outbursts from Kurama.
Yeah.
It might have been a little different. Hey, you have something inside of you that we need to work on.
I think we're going on a bit of a Naruto tangent.
Yeah,
here.
sorry, we're supposed to be broad. It's
Yeah.
just an easy
I knew this
topic.
was going to happen. We're going to have many videos probably
A lot,
talking
a
about Naruto and different aspects, things we wish we had seen in Naruto. As an example, I wish they had some kind of arc or world where him and Gaara grew up as best friends.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're almost more similar
Well,
to each other than
you mean you'd
than
like them
Sasuke.
to have met earlier in life?
Well, not early, they met pretty early in life. but
Genetic then.
they were more like than Sasuke and him.
Yeah.
Sasuke and Naruto.
Just
Like,
different.
Gaara and him would have been able to connect on the same level way more.
Yeah.
Because they're both Jin Cherokee, both parents are dead, everyone ostracizes them, like doesn't look at them as anything. Yeah. I mean, they would have been,
A lot more would have had to change.
well,
Because it wasn't
obviously
until,
the Sand Village, okay. No more Naruto talk. Probably long enough for this video, but we just want to tell you a little bit about what to see in the next coming. We're going to do a lot of anime reviews, new animes, old animes we love. We're going to be doing videos on
Fire
different...
Force, Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah,
Black Clover, My Hero Academia.
but it's not just reviews and first impressions. We're also going to do videos of like things we would have liked to see in those animes, or things we wish they had gone deeper in on those animes. It's
Okay,
going to
one
be...
out 100%
any
what I do. Why they should have changed the third season of Tokyo Ghoul, and why they could make more. That is a huge part of why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the worst continuation I've ever seen of anything. I'm so disappointed. Like, it was good, but it should have been. That should have been.
Save it for another video. Save it for another video. So that's going to be the end of this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye guys.